Okay, hello everyone. Thank you so much for joining us and welcome to Digital Lives with Digital Summer Clinic. I hope you guys are doing amazing. And to introduce myself, I'm Sadi, an international student from Nepal, and I'm one of the digital field managers at Digital Summer Clinic. And I'm here with
Hi, my name is Morgan. I am a digital summer clinic manager as well. And yeah, just before we start, just want to remind everyone if you have any comments or questions, feel free to put them in our chat and we can get to those by the end of this episode. But yeah, let's introduce our guest.
on today's episode, we have a very, very wonderful guest with us, and he's none other than Nicholas Woods, who is currently an account strategist at Google, and he's also one of the panelists for growth marketing with AI in our digital marketing workshop happening this November 17th. So don't forget to be there. So without any further delay, I'd like to get started. Hi, Nick. How are you doing today?
Hi, Sadi. Doing well. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing great. It feels good to see you here, and we look forward to hearing from you. Okay. My first question to you is tell us about your history, your job experiences, or you're in a job at Google.
Yeah, I can just throw it all the way back to kind of like the start of my professional career, if that sounds good to you.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I went to Eastern Michigan University, graduated in 2018. I think my last like couple of years, I was working for a concrete company, kind of doing paid search, Microsoft search, really just kind of running all of their advertising. I really didn't know what I was doing. It was kind of like going through different YouTube videos, just trying to learn different strategies. And so from then on, even though I probably didn't perform extremely well, I think I just kind of fell in love with Google Ads and advertising in general through like the PPC world. And so in taking classes at Eastern, I saw that there was a class that Bud was offering, and it was all around paid search and really like optimizing those campaigns. And so I joined that class, learned a ton, had really cool strategies that I could take back to that concrete company that I thought was really applicable. And then my bosses there also loved it because I was learning a lot and making a lot of really great progress on those campaigns. So fast forward, I think a few weeks into the class, the internship program, so the CD internship program was kind of very early on, but thought I'd be a great fit. He asked if I wanted to join, but I was still full time at the concrete company. So I was kind of hesitant. I was like, oh, I don't know, like kind of having fun at this company. The campaigns are all running really great. I don't know if I'll have like the time to dedicate to it. But I also knew that this would be a really great opportunity just because I didn't have a huge network in terms of people I know in the professional world, especially being a commuter to Eastern. I think you kind of like lack a lot of those on campus connections. So took the leap, took the plunge, did it, and it was awesome. I was paired with a biotech company called Genomenon. They're based in Ann Arbor. It's pretty much like a search engine for different genetic articles. And so after that, I knew I wanted to stay really focused on PPC. And one of my interests and hobbies is automotive. So love cars, love anything around cars and kind of the engineering with cars. And so I knew I wanted to end up at either General Motors or Ford. And so then there was a company called iProspect, who's a part of Dentsu, and I joined them as a paid search associate. Started off on the Cadillac brand, and then after a few years, transitioned to more of like the racing and performance division, and that's where I left to go to Google, which is the job that I'm at right now. And so, at Google, what I do is I have a portfolio of businesses that I help with their Google Ads accounts. It usually ranges between like 55 to 60 different advertisers that I work with, and they all range very much so in terms of like how much they spend and how big those companies are. And so, yeah, that's how I got to be where I'm at right now.
No, that's really interesting. I feel like you have a lot of experience kind of jumping into different fields, but keeping like that Google Ads and advertisement.
For sure.
Oh, yeah. I guess we can go out to the next question. So since our marketing workshop is a theme with AI and you're one of our featured speakers, how have you been using AI for your work? What is something that you find innovative with AI through your jobs, like with Google or anything else?
Yeah, I really had to sit back and think about it because I feel like AI in general is such a hot topic nowadays. But in reality, Google has been using it for years and years in some form or another. So I think the most common one that people are probably more familiar with is our program called Bard. And so really like I haven't used it a ton in terms of my day to day, but I think there's really cool strategies that I do utilize it for. So I do a lot of like cold email outreaches. I've gotten tons of ideas from Bard, how to formulate different like templates really more of like the day-to-day kind of situations with my job. I've also planned vacations with Bard, funny enough. So we went up north for a week and I was like, plan me a 5-day vacation in Traverse City. And it did. And I did probably like 80 to 90% of what it recommended. And it was an awesome time. Like it really did recommend really good food spots, really cool, like small local places that we visited, different wineries. It was just really awesome to kind of see the power behind that and how you can also use it outside of that work scope. Now, to get more specific into Google Ads, more of my day to day, there's a lot of different programs within Google Ads that utilize AI. I think one of the biggest ones would be something that we call smart bidding, which there's different and tons of different forms of smart bidding, but pretty much you're really leaning into AI and that automation to recommend different bids for your campaigns for like the keywords or to set different targeting, target different audiences, really like anything to do with serving those ads to people that becomes automated. Back in the day, that was such a huge pitch for a lot of companies. They really were more comfortable with a manual approach. So just setting how much you wanted to like pay per click as the whole strategy of the campaign. But as just the consumer journey and everything becomes so complex, that really just gets very out of date. You could go in and you could make a different like change every single hour when it comes to making like those different bid adjustments, but it's always going to be out of date because if your competitors utilizing smart bidding, they're making those same changes plus 20 different more like every single second of the day. And so that was a huge hurdle, I think, in Google Ads in general to get those people over to that specific bid strategy type. Another newer one that we utilize a lot that really does follow AI is something that we call AAR or auto apply recommendations. So pretty much keeping account health in check for all those campaigns and making sure that anytime there is a recommendation that populates in the account, that's going to help increase the revenue or increase the reach of the campaigns, that is happening seamlessly and automatically. So we do get a lot of pushback on that. A lot of people say it's like black box, which I think is just a totally wrong viewpoint of AI. I mean, AI is a tool. It's not a black box. I think it's something that people are very afraid of, especially in the advertising world. But a lot of that fear just comes from not understanding it completely. And I think the more that we educate and then the more that we myth bust those specific things that people have in terms of like objections to our products, the better we're all going to become. And then also my favorite part of working at Google is we're going to become more competitive. You can compete with Amazon, you can compete with Walmart, but you need to lean into the automation. We're not smarter than a lot of the algorithms. We're not smarter than Google. So I think those companies that actually are open and willing to experiment and test are the ones that are going to reap the most of the benefits.
Wow, that was really informative. And also like definitely, I mean for me and most of the students right now, AI has like made our life so much easier.
Mhm.
So like yeah, I like it really, really easier. So now let's move on to the next question. And as I have mentioned already that we are going to have a digital marketing workshop this November 17th. So Nick, what do you think attendees should expect when they come for this year's digital marketing workshop?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think kind of like what I was saying with, AI it's been so apparent, I think, for a long time. It's definitely just throughout the news, through Chat GPT, through Bard, it's been getting a lot more recent attention. So I'm really just curious and hoping that, with this initiative, that we're going to see all the different uses for AI. I think not only in like an educational sense, I think also just to kind of help inspire people. Like I'm really excited to learn also from my panelists just what they're doing that I can kind of take back to my day to day, my job, my vacation planning, really anything that's going to help me make my life easier, kind of like use it more as a tool and then not be so afraid of it. So really just seeing all those different unique opportunities with AI and not only understanding it, but how you can really benefit from it.
Yeah, for sure. No, yeah, we're all excited for this year's digital marketing workshop. But yeah, I think that's all the questions we have for today. There is a lot of comments right now. So our first one is from D. Bud Gibson himself, as
Mhm.
everyone knows. Um, his first question is, what kind of leadership opportunities has Nick received at Google?
Oh, that's a really good question. So there's been a lot. So Google, when you work there, are tons of opportunities. There's a lot of those kind of like raising your hand moments to join different teams, different pillars. So I am actually on almost like an AI pillar. So really like kind of becoming the automation expert for my team. So that's another leadership opportunity that I definitely want to take advantage of just because of how popular it is right now, and then how just like there's not a whole lot of information around it. Um, Another thing too is I am currently one of our team. We call them team anchors, but really it's just more of like a team leader. So that's just something that it's just all around helping the team move metrics. So you're always the person for go to for questions. Any issues your team's having, they go to the team anchor, and they're able to kind of communicate that to leadership, and then also take action on those different things. So those are two top ones that I think are really special and really cool that I'm currently doing right now.
Yeah, that's really cool. Okay, so we have another question from Bud again, and this is very, very interesting. So, does Nick worry that Google will use AI to replace him?
Oh man, again, I do not like at all. I think especially being in a sales role, I'm trying to communicate how like the effectiveness and the usefulness of AI right now to my advertisers, and even me, a human being, trying to convince them of AI can be very difficult and very challenging. There's a lot of questions. There's not a ton of information always out there, so there's always going to be those people that I think have to communicate to different advertisers. I don't think we're at the point where a lot of my different clients and a lot of business owners or agencies are going to just trust the algorithms, trust the machine. There's definitely still a need for somebody to communicate it and then break down these very like highly complex ideas for these advertisers, especially those business owners who maybe aren't super savvy in Google Ads, that need a lot of help and then a lot of explaining when it comes to the different tools that we offer. So not currently. I mean, who knows in 10 years, but I'm still very excited so much about AI. So I'm just looking forward to whatever the future has to hold.
All right. Yeah. Our next one, and this is a comment actually, but Deepro Pratoy from LinkedIn said, waiting eagerly for Google's full-time APM program. Maybe you could summarize what that means.
I don't even know what that means. Let's just look it up.
Um,
APM.
yeah, I think it's
So,
the
okay,
associate
the product
product manager.
manager. Yeah,
Oh,
okay.
okay.
Yeah, so I think that's an internship where rather than focusing solely on the sales, you are more like a product expert. So within Google, we do have a lot of product managers. So they're people that really emphasize and focus solely on one product. That could be anything from, like I mentioned earlier, smart bidding to like AAR, the auto apply functionality of Google Ads, or even like SA360, different like management platforms. So definitely a ton of opportunities. Dipro, if you see anything, please let me know. If anybody watching this sees anything, it's always great to reach out to somebody at Google. And then if you are applying to internships or full time positions, let me know. I'd love to like have coffee with you or grab some time on a Google Meet and just like talk through the different options. So please feel free to reach out. My email is nicholaswoods@google.com. Pretty simple.
Okay, that's great. Thank you so much, Nick. Okay, so there's a question from Bud, but I think it's for me. Because I said that it makes life easier. Like AI makes life easier for us. So yeah, for me, like whenever I do some kind of problems or like looking for solutions, then I just go to like some use some AI tools, and then I just make sure that I am right, like whatever I'm doing, like because I don't want to look dumb in front of my classmates or even my professor, right? So there are some things like that I only use for like advanced outcomes. So that's how it has made my life easier as a student itself for now.
I would second that for sure. But yeah.
Nice. I wish I had it during college. I feel like there's so many cool potentials you can do. A lot of like QAing, just getting inspired for different reports and things. I think it's very powerful, and then I'm curious to kind of see where it leads to in like a more educational focus lens.
Right. Okay, so before we head out, I want to thank everyone again for watching our digital live today. Keep supporting us as usual, and huge thanks to Nick for being here, and the whole team at the Digital Summer Clinic really appreciates it.
Yeah, Sadi, Morgan, it was really nice talking to you both.
Yeah. For sure. And also, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Digital Summer Clinic. This is where all the episodes will be, as well as Facebook and LinkedIn. Yeah, check us out so you won't miss anything. And again, thank you to everyone for watching. It was really nice to speak with you, Nick. For more special insights on AI and our featured speakers for the digital marketing workshop, tune in next Monday at 5:30 with our next guest, Amber Gatsby. You won't want to miss it. And also this week, we will be having our A2 Tech 360 event on Thursday, the 21st. So please come by to Ann Arbor Spark East, and also for Tech Trek at the Ann Arbor Spark office. Details are definitely on our website, so don't forget that. And yeah, I hope everyone has a good rest of their week. Bye.